CISD an employee-friendly organization? If so, how? If not, what will you do to address it?
Well, I have to think that it is an employee-friendly organization. However, I do not absolutely know that, but you can look at some factors to figure that out. You can look at the turnover rate for teachers. If there's a high turnover rate, there's something wrong. But I know that some things in some districts that I used to work in, we did this. We did a survey. It was a massive survey from central office, what our thoughts were for our own campuses and other campuses. And that was done in secret, and nobody knew who was giving the information. And that was an eye-opener for a lot of folks in administration. They thought they were so friendly, and it turned out that they weren't in some cases. The best way to address this is always, always, always to ask the teachers. Because we're highly opinionated people, and our opinions are based on what our eyes see every single day. And so I don't know if this district does this already. I don't know if they have some sort of a survey, but it needs to be done. This is the perfect organization to do it too. It needs to be done, and it needs to be done so the teachers feel comfortable and they don't feel afraid to give their information out. And that needs to be made to the board. So many times I've seen surveys for teachers and other things, and it gets given to the superintendent, and that's where it stops. And I want to make sure that it goes to the board members too, and things don't just stop at the superintendent level. So, in a short answer, I'd like to think it is, but let's find out exactly how employee-friendly it is, and set up a system of evaluation from teachers to this school district. Thank you.
Thank you. My answer is yes, we are. And it took a lot of work to get there. Going back 5 years, I would have said, 6 years, I would have said, no, we were not. Teachers' voices were quashed. The prior superintendent wouldn't even meet with the organizations. All of that has changed. And in fact, it's become really a 180 at this point, where we're going the other way now. And there are regular, you ask the how. Okay, so how are we doing this? We're doing it by having open doors. The superintendent is available. He's out and about. He doesn't just sit in his office, but he's always on campuses. It's a regular thing. Our on-campus administration, they are required to do a certain number of walks per day to see what's going on. They're listening to teachers. Our district leadership team is not just a token leadership team, but there are suggestions and requests that have come out of that have reached the board that have actually been implemented. We do an annual survey. It's gotten better every single year that we've received the report on that. That is something that we, the board, do annually. And we actually spend quite a bit of time at that board meeting talking about it and going through in detail, well, why is this number this way and how can we improve that? And it's not just, oh, overall it was above average, but let's find within each area that was talked about where things might need to be improved, and let's get after those. And we do that now. We've even created voices for groups that may have previously not had those. And the example of that, I will tell you, is within our transportation department. There was a request from them to say, how do we have a voice with administration? What do we do? And so we created what's called a work council for them, where they actually elected amongst their own group, their own staff members, representatives who meet with management on a regular basis to implement change within their department. And so, yeah, I think we've become a very employee-friendly organization. We see it in the survey results. We hear it from teachers. Is there more we can do? Sure, always. We can find ways to be better, for sure. But where we are now compared to a few years ago, no question, I think our folks are happy being here, and I'm glad that we've been able to do things for them to make that a reality. Thank you.
I I do think we are employer friendly. I think our current administration and our leadership has worked really, really hard to make sure that we are and that we maintain that. We have retirement, we have payouts for sick and personal leave. Thanks to TSTA, you guys helped implement due process. I think that is extremely important. We are one of 12 districts in the state of Texas. And this year it's the first full year of it being fully implemented. You guys brought it to us. Dr. Wright supported it and the board approved it. This allows and gives the opportunity to be coached rather than terminated. I think that that is extremely employer friendly. We have incentives for employees that have worked in our district for a long term, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Same thing, we do leave buyback at retirement. I think that we continue to do things and we can continue to do more for our employees. They are the backbones of our district, and Dr. Wright and the administration recognizes that, as well as our board and me as well. So thank you.
Okay, is Hays CISD an employee-friendly organization? I would like to say yes, because I was an employee here from 2009 to this year, 2020, the fall of 2020. So I would like to say yes, it is a friendly organization. We do have teachers that stay here for a long time, but we want to continue that. We want to make sure that teachers are staying. How can we get them to stay? We need to have maybe more collaboration with teachers in the community, and maybe teachers in the administrative staff, and maybe teachers in the school board. We need to read the climate surveys that go out. We need to hear the teachers' voices. We need to hear the parents' voices. I think, me personally, I do think that Hays CISD was a friendly organization for employees, being that, again, I was a long-term employee, and a lot of my friends are still employed in this district. But how do we continue to keep teachers here? We need to grow our own. We need to promote from within. We're getting away from that. We're seeking outside. We need to promote from within, and we need to keep our people that are teachers. We need to grow our leaders, grow our own leaders, grow us up. That's what we need to do here. Thank you.